Hello everybody, I'm Stephanie. I am so excited to be with you again this evening. Tonight we're going to be taking a flow to find some gratefulness. So join me on your mat wherever you're at and let's get started. So this evening, you're going to need 2 blocks if you have 2 blocks. If not, you can use 2 pillows, or you might just touch a wall with some of the postures tonight. But notice that you've got all of those different options, or you can always just say no to those things. But we're bringing our intention and awareness to finding some gratefulness with tough and difficult situations. It's not so much that we're believing that those things were made to happen to make us feel a certain way, if you believe in a higher power, or to bring certain things out of it, but that higher power can bring goodness out of those bad situations. So as we're flowing and moving tonight, just bringing to mind some things that you're thankful for. Maybe you're thankful that you've got more time at home. Maybe you're just thankful that we had a nice warm day today here in Kentucky. But just finding something that you're grateful for, even that maybe you made the time just to make some movement in your body. So we're going to begin in a hand position with a lotus mudra. So the wrists are going to come together, the thumbs and the pinkies are going to come together, and then the rest of the fingers open up. So it's almost like you're making a bowl. And the lotus flower is a beautiful flower that can grow in very many dark and dank and dirty places. So we're finding that beauty in that dark and dank, dirty place. So just beginning to breathe, maybe closing the eyes for a moment. Bringing to mind something that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Be grateful that you're breathing. But just taking this time to also connect into the body and to check in with how you're feeling. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. Just bringing all those things together as one. One more breath here. And the eyes can come open, and we're going to find some movement through the spine. Inhale, arms are going to reach up overhead. And on your exhale, right palm's going to plant down, left arm reaches up and over. Gentle press through your left knee, left hip, so you're not rolling onto the right hip, but keeping length in both sides. Even in the side that it's crunching down, find some length there. Breathing into the left side body. Inhale, both arms reach up overhead, and exhale, other side. Left palm plants, right arm reaches up and over. Tiny press through your right knee, right hip, and keeping length in your left side body. We're going to do that one more time on both sides. Inhale through center. Exhale, plant and reach over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, plant and reach over to the left. This time we're going to find a twist. Inhale back through center, and on your exhale, right palm's going to plant behind, left hand's going to cross opposite knee or thigh. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, release into the twist. Inhale back through center, other side, left palm plants behind, right hand crosses opposite knee, opposite thigh. Inhale to lengthen, keep that length. And on your exhale, release. So it's just a very, very gentle twist. We're just beginning to warm up the body. One more time on both sides. Inhale through center. Exhale and twist over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale and twist over to the left. Inhale back through center. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. We're going to find a seated cat-cow today. So on your exhale, reaching your spine back behind you, arms are going to reach out in front of you, chin is going to drop to chest. Inhale, heart reaches forward, open it up, arms reach back behind you, chin reaches up towards the ceiling. So moving between those two shapes. Exhale, seated cat. Inhale, seated cow. Maybe doing that one more time. Just noticing how this might feel different in a seated position than on your knees and on your hands. And then coming back to your nice, neutral, tall spine. Hands are going to come out in front of you, and you're making your way down to child's pose. Toes touching, knees apart. You want to grab one of those pillows or those blocks. And if you have blocks, you can put them on either level 1 or level 2. You're going to keep the palms out on those blocks, and on your exhale, forehead comes down to mat. So all this is doing is a little bit deeper of a shoulder stretch. That might be enough. If you'd like to take the shoulder stretch a little bit deeper, those blocks may come in a little bit. Elbows may come on the blocks, palms come together, and exhale forward to the mat. So that just takes that shoulder opening a little bit deeper, opening up the heart. Because as we're finding gratitude and gratefulness for things, even if we don't feel like it, you may start to notice that your heart catches up with where your intention is, where your thoughts are. So just bringing those things that you're thankful for every single day to mind helps to create the actual feeling of gratefulness in your body. One more breath here. And then coming back up, you can move that pillow or those blocks to the side. Coming into your tabletop, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to find some movement through the shoulder blades, really feeling engagement in the arms. So on your exhale, whole body is going to drop down, shoulders come up by the ears, feeling those back scapula pinch. On your inhale, press down into the mat. Feel the shoulder blades spread side to side, belly button pulls in. 2 more times. Exhale, everything kind of lowers. Inhale, activate arms and core. 1 more time. Exhale, everything just kind of drops. Inhale, press up, core pulls in. Reaching tailbone back, crown forward, all 4 corners of the palms, all 5 fingers are gripping the mat, drawing energy up through the ground. Keep that engagement. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, finding your first down dog. Find some movement here. Pedal the heels, wag the hips, rock back and forth on the wrists. Just checking out how the body's feeling. And then finding that same engagement in the arms, pressing down into the mat. Shoulder blades spreading side to side. Keep that energy drawing up and back behind you. Deep, deep bend in your knees. Look up between your hands. Take your time. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. So beginning to warm up the body. Exhale, reach down through the crown. We're going to hang out here for just a moment. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, feeling gravity kind of pull down. If you're feeling a little bit too much intensity in the back hamstrings or the low back, you can soften the knees. Belly button stays pulled into spine. Exhale, can you let those arms just pull you down a tiny, tiny bit more? You can rock side to side. You can be still. Maybe take any attention out of the neck, shaking the head yes, shaking it no. Maybe move the jaw around. And those arms are going to hang back down. Belly button pulls in. Soften the knees. Inhale, roll back up 1 vertebrae at a time. Ragdoll all the way up. Last thing up is the head. Keeping that length. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, bow from the waist, standing forward fold. You can swan dive or hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Deep bend in your knees, deep enough to plant your hands, step your feet back to the back of your mat. Coming to the top of your plank, shoulders over your wrist. Can you press down into the mat, draw that energy up. Crown through the shoulders, through the hips, making a straight line. So you're not reaching the hips up, they're not dumping down. Everything's engaged. One more breath here. And exhale, knees come down to the mat. With that exhale though, the hips aren't lowering, the core is not lowering, the arms aren't lowering. So when the knees come down, it's not everything else too. Everything still stays engaged, plank on the knees. With your next exhale, lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Keep gripping your mat. Inhale, drag forward, lift up, little cobra. Exhale, melt back down. We're gonna take that 2 more times. Inhale, drag forward, lift up, little cobra. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, drag forward, lift up, little cobra. This time, check to see where most of your weight is. Is most of the weight in the palms? If you let go of the hands, do you face plant? Or can you still stay up because the core is pulling in? Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, press up, tabletop. Curl your toes, hips up and back. Down dog. Deep bend in your knees, look between your hands, make your way to the top of your mat. Exhale, reach down through your crown. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse, come up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank. With your exhale, knees come back to the mat. Second option, you can bend your elbows, pause chaturanga. You can give those push-ups if you'd like to, or just release all the way down to your belly. Inhale, drag forward, lift up, low cobra, middle cobra, high cobra. Exhale, melt back down. This time, your choice. You can go back to tabletop, or you can come up to the knees or toes, press up, back to your plank, hips up and back, down dog. So with that little difference, instead of taking it to tabletop, but taking it to plank, you're just building a little bit more arm strength there. Deep bend in your knees, look between your hands this time. Step, hop, or float your feet to the top of your mat. Exhale, reach down through your crown. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse, come up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, clasping all but the pointer and thumb. Elbows over your shoulders. Inhale to grow an inch to the crown of your head so the shoulders aren't coming away. The arms aren't reaching out of the armpits. They're staying plugged in. You're growing through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, big side bend over to the left. Push the hips out to the right. Keeping length in both sides again, even in that left side bend. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, big side bend over to the right. Push the hips out to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, release your grasp. Swan dive or hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank. You can go back to your knees, take one of those first 2 options, or staying on your toes, lower down halfway chaturanga. Add your push-ups, or lower to your belly. Find your back, bend low, middle, high cobra, or flip to the tops of your feet, up dog. Press back tabletop, or back to your plank, press back down dog. So you've got tons of different ways to move through that. It's kind of like that old adage, you learn how to do it first, and then you can break all the rules. Kind of making it your own. How does it feel best in your body? Deep bend in your knees, look between your hands, make your way to the top of your mat. Exhale, reach down through your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse, come up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Hands come to the small of your back. Roll your shoulders back, and the elbows are going to reach towards each other. So you're really opening up the heart here. Inhale to grow. Keep that length. Exhale, shoot your hips forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank. We're holding here for a few breaths on knees or toes. Then decide, find your flow or skip it. You can always go back to down dog, to child's pose. You can go to any other posture. If something gets talkative in your body and you're saying, oh, I need to do this, go ahead, do it. That's fine. We're meeting together in down dog. Lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Right hip is down, use the inner thigh, wake it up. Bend your right knee, come up on your left toes, step or walk your right foot through between your hands. Exhale, left knee comes down. Right knee is going to stay over top of your ankle and walk your left knee and left toes back. So you're coming to the edge of your runner's lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs together and draw the energy all the way up. Hands may come off the floor, they may come to blocks, they might come to the knees. But keep squeezing the inner thighs together, pulling the energy up instead of dumping everything forward. So we're not taking a very, very big hip flexor front and back. We want to keep engagement in the inner thighs here. Inhale, arms can reach up overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows, reach up through the crown. Little back bend. As you do that, squeeze your inner thighs together to keep the balance. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, cactus, little back bend, very, very tiny. Really feeling the left glute work. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, float the palms down. Left knee comes off the mat, so press back through the left heel. Step the left foot in until the left heel can come down. So the left toes are turned out a little bit towards the upper corner of your mat. We're setting up for warrior one. Ragdoll, come back up. Core pulls in, ragdoll all the way up. Then stacking right knee over right ankle. Tug your left hip forward so both hips are in line. Can you feel both hips in line, or is the left hip way, way, way back? If it's a little bit too intense on the back of the hamstring or the calf, you can always spin on the back left toes and come to high lunge instead with the left heel lifted. It's up to you. Core pulls in, tailbone is down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hands fly back behind you. Roll the shoulders back. You can clasp the fingers. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. Option to take humble warrior. Exhale, tug forward, bow. Keep tugging left hip forward, right hip back, left hip forward, right hip back. And maybe the fist reaches up towards the ceiling or in front of you. So it's a very, very deep shoulder stretch. Keep gripping the mat, both feet. Inhale, come back up. Release that clasp, hands reach back up overhead. Grip the mat with your right foot. All 5 toes of the right foot are gripping in. Transfer your weight to the right foot, left foot walks or lifts up. Single leg Tadasana. I'm gonna hop it around here to the front here. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Your choice for a hip opener. Maybe you just take tree today, toe can be on the floor, below, above the knee, standing pigeon, or half lotus. So it's up to you what kind of hip opener you're taking. But finding the strength of the right thigh, don't lock out the right knee. And then bringing your right hand up to your heart. Thumb is touching in. You're just connecting in. Left hand's gonna reach back behind you, find your spot that's not gonna move. And you're grabbing the inside of your right arm. So opening up the left shoulder, the left hip, but still grounding in through the heart. And you find something here to be grateful for, even when there's all this noise in different parts of the body. Maybe there's a lot of things going on in your head just to keep your balance. Can you find something to be grateful for even here? And with just as much control as you came in, releasing left arm, right arm, left foot, step it down next to your right. Take some wiggles if you need to, through the hips, through the ankles, whatever you need. Other side, core pulls in. Inhale, lengthen, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank. Flow or no flow, or make up your own thing tonight. all meet together in down dog. Other side, lift your left leg. Left hip is pointed down towards the mat, using the inner thigh to dial the hip down if need be. Bend your left knee, come up on your right toes, step or walk your left foot through between your hands. Exhale, right knee comes down to the mat. Walk your right knee and right toe back. So finding the edge for your runner's lunge. Left knee stays stacked over your ankle. Draw the energy up, maybe coming up to blocks, to knee. Arms can reach up overhead. Again, pull that intention all the way up, 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 up. And then on your exhale, keep squeezing inner thighs together. Cactus the arms, little lean back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, cactus, little lean back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, swan dive, frame your left foot, press back through your right heel. Right knee comes off the mat. You're gonna step the right foot in until the right heel comes down. Right toes are gonna turn out a little bit towards the upper right-hand corner of your mat. We're setting up warrior one other side. Ragdoll, core pulls in, come all the way up. Then setting up the other side, left knee is over your ankle, right hip tugs forward, left hip back. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, reach back behind you, roll the shoulders back. Maybe you clasp the fingers, you can stay there. Or finding your humble warrior, inhale, lengthen, exhale, tug forward. Bowing from the waist, fists can stay to your hips. It can reach up and over, but tug right hip forward, left hip back. Keep tugging right hip forward, left hip back. One more breath. Inhale, come back up, fist comes back to your hips. Arms reach back up overhead. Grip your mat with your left toes. All four corners of the left foot down, transfer the weight. Right foot walks or lifts up. Single leg Tadasana, other side. So you've got your choice on the other side. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. You can take tree. You can take standing pigeon. You can take standing half lotus. Finding your spot that's not gonna move. Grounding down. I hadn't grounded down yet. A little bit wobbly. Grounding down. And then left thumb is gonna come in, left hand is gonna come in. Right hand reaches back behind you, roll your right shoulder back, reaching for the inside of your left arm. Again, find something to be grateful for amidst all the noise. One more breath. And release, right arm, right foot steps down next to your left. Take some movement, take some wiggles, whatever you need. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands. You know what to do. Flow or no flow, your choice. We're meeting together in tabletop. So exhale, bend the knees. They come down to the mat. You're coming down to the forearms here. Left elbow underneath your left shoulder. Right elbow underneath your right shoulder. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. We're coming into dolphin. You might have to walk the feet in, but noticing where's the transfer of weight. Has it gone so far back that you can lift the forearm? You want to keep that balance. Elbow all the way to the wrist, gripping the mat, hips reaching up and back, so you're pressing into the forearm. One more breath here. And exhale, knees come back down. Come back up to the palms. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Oh my word. Down dog really feels like a resting pose. Have you ever been grateful for down dog before? After dolphin, it'll bring you there. Lift your right leg again, three-legged dog. Woo. Bend your right knee, come up on your left toes, step or walk your right foot through between your hands. Left heel down, left toes out. We're setting up warrior two. Inhale, come up, warrior two. I'm gonna spin it around here. Grip the mat. Both inner thighs are working. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. So can you feel this lift in the heart, this openness, so everything's not kind of contracting down and drawing the energy down. We're still drawing the energy up, opening up. Right knee towards your right pinky toe. Tug forward, right elbow to your knee, left arm lifts, side angle. Exhale, left arm reaches overhead, extended. Big side stretch through your left side body. Reach, 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 reach. Right knee stays where it is. Inhale, come up, drop your left, reach back with your right. One more time at your pace. Exhale, extended. Inhale, come up, reverse. And back to warrior two. If you have a block, you want to grab a block. If you don't, you may want to have something you can touch onto. Maybe a bookshelf or a wall or something. We're setting up for half moon. So if you're comfortable with this, you may not need a block, but it's always great to have that option there and not use it. Whether instead of, goodness, I couldn't find the word. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I need something, and not having it. So we're bringing that block or whatever. We can change your position if you're going to use a shelf or something else. But that's going to be at the front. So your right toes are pointed towards that. You're coming back to your warrior two. Tug front. So the right palm is planted right above where you're going to land. Either the floor, block, something you're going to grab onto. Right palm's going to come down. Left hand's going to come to your hip. And you're lifting your left foot. Opening up the hip, stacking left hip on top of right. So really opening up the left hip flexor. Finding that stability. And then if you'd like to, left arm can lift. Gaze can stay down. You can take it to the side. You can take it up. Engage the left toes. So you're drawing energy all the way back through your left heel. One more breath. And release. Left foot comes down. Back to your warrior two. Have you ever been thankful for warrior two? Oh my goodness. One more breath here. I'm going to turn it back around. Then windmill the hands down. Frame the right foot. Spin on the left toes. If you take plank on your knees, left knee comes down. Otherwise, control your right knee or right toe back to your plank or single leg plank. Move that block. Find your flow or skip it. We're meeting together in down dog. Other side, lift your left leg. If you don't kick the wall. Bend your left knee, come up on your right toes, step or walk your left foot through between your hands. Right heel comes down, right toes come out. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Oh, the fun of yoga at home. You never know what's gonna happen. Can you open up, shoulders up, back, and down. Left knee towards your left pinky toe. Gazing over those left fingertips. Tug forward, left elbow comes to your knee, right arm lifts, side angle. Exhale, stretch, extended side angle. Stretch, 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 stretch through the right side body. Left knee stays where it is. Inhale, come up, drop your right, reach back with your left, reverse your warrior. One more time, exhale, extended. Inhale, come up, reverse. Back to warrior two. We're headed to that half moon other side. So you need a block, wall, whatever, skip it. That's okay too. We're meeting back together, warrior two, tug front. Left palm is floating over where it's gonna land. Right hand comes to your hip. Transfer the weight. Left palm comes down. Right foot lifts. Stacking right hip on top of left. Really opening up. So right shoulder's rolling back, torso's turning open. Engage the right toes. Right palm floats up, maybe, or it can stay with the hip. You can keep the gaze down. You can take it to the right. One more breath. And release. Right foot comes back down, back to your warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands down, frame the left foot, spin on the right toes. Control your left knee or left toe back to your plank. Flow or no flow, it's your choice. If you need to come back to the breath, Back to the body. Go straight to down dog or child's pose. And then we're meeting back together in down dog. Right leg's gonna lift again. Shift your weight forward. On your inhale, shoulders come over your wrist. Right knee's gonna come between the hands, single leg plank. You can take the left knee down if you'd like to. If you'd like to take some motion, exhale, shift back, three-legged dog. Inhale, shift forward, single leg plank, shoulders over your wrist. Keep drawing the energy up, hasn't dumped down. Press into your mat, core pulls in. Maybe one more time, exhale, shift back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee and reach your right foot back to the left. We're opening up, little hip opener. Big circle with your right knee. Reverse your direction. Keep your right knee bent. Realign your right hip with your left hip. Come up on your left toes, step or walk your right foot through between your hands. Step your left foot in until the left heel can come down again. Ragdoll, come all the way back up. This time we're headed to pyramid, so you may need 2 blocks, or you can stop short instead of hands going all the way to the floor. Left hip tugs forward, right hip tugs back, and the right knee straightens, so both legs are straight. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, tug forward from the waist. Swan dive over your right leg. Keep tugging, left hip forward, right hip back. You can plant the hands, block, ankle, mat, shin. You can stay up on the fingertips, whatever you need. Deep, deep stretch through the back side of the right leg. Can you bring your left hip forward and your right hip back just a little bit more? And then shift your weight a little bit further forward towards your right knee. Bend your right knee and plant your palms on either side of your foot. You may need blocks. You may need to take a deep bend in the right knee. You can always say no. Left leg's gonna lift straight up behind you. Standing splits. Did we lose something? Sorry guys, we got a technical detail going on. My producer told me just to pause for a second. We're figuring out what's going on. So if you're stuck in pyramid right now, or you're like, what's going on? The lights have gone out. Coming back down for a moment, maybe bend the knees, come back to a tabletop or a child's pose. Are we back?
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys. Goodness gracious. Finding gratefulness even for those things. I got a little break.
Issues with internet bandwidth.
Okay, so we're having some issues tonight, but that's okay. We're gonna find some gratitude for those things too. So we're gonna come back up to our standing splits. So from your tabletop, you're gonna come back up, down dog. Right foot's gonna step up between your hands, left foot steps in. Rolling back up. We were at our pyramid, left hip forward, right knee straightens, right hip back. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, tug forward, swan dive. We're planting this time either on blocks, books, pillows, mat, your choice. Deep bend in the right knee. Transfer the weight to the right foot. Left foot reaches up, back behind you. Standing splits. One more breath here. And then bend your left knee and bring it behind your right knee. Right knee is going to continue to bend. You're gonna transfer the weight and come all the way up onto the right toes. Left foot is gonna reach out in front of you. So we're doing a little piston squat here. You can use blocks to do this if you need to lengthen the arms. You can just skip it and watch us, watch me. You can laugh. You can be like, nope, not my thing, that's okay. Coming back on the right toes, left foot lifts, standing splits. Left knee comes behind the right, come up on the right toes, left foot shoots forward, piston squat. One more time, standing splits. And left foot steps down next to your right. Take some movement here. Just bending one knee at a time, moving the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse, come all the way up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Other side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back, top of your plank, take a flow or skip it. Just listening to what your body needs. We're meeting together in down dog. Lift your left leg, three-legged dog. On your inhale, shift the weight forward, shoulders over your wrist, left knee comes between your hands, single leg plank. Right knee can come down if you need it to. Exhale, shift back, three-legged dog. Inhale, shift forward, single leg plank. You can keep moving back and forth. Last one, press back, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, reach your left foot back to the right, hip opener on this side. Draw a big circle with your kneecap. Reverse your direction. Keep your left knee bent. Realign your left hip with your right hip. Come up on your right toes. Step or walk your left foot through between your hands. Right foot's gonna step in until the right heel comes down. Ragdoll roll up. We're headed to that pyramid other side. Hopefully the lights won't go out this time. Straighten the left knee, left hip forward, right hip back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, tug forward, swan dive over your left leg. Planting palms down, block, mat, ankle, shin. Keep tugging right hip forward, left hip back. One more breath here. Then soften the left knee, plant the palms down, mat, blocks, whatever you need, or just skip it. Right foot's gonna lift straight up behind you, standing splits. Bend your left knee, right knee's gonna come behind the left. We're going to that piston squat. Come up onto the left toes, right toes float, and shoot forward. Moving back and forth, standing splits. Bend the knees, come up on the left toes, piston squat. Then meeting back together, standing splits. And exhale, right foot comes down next to your left. Take some movement through the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down. Belly button to spine. Inhale, reverse, come up. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Taking a moment, take some wiggles, come back to the breath, whatever you need. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach back down, deep bend in your knees. Plant your hands, step your knees back to your tabletop. You're gonna walk your hands back to your knees and have a seat on your ankles. If this is a little bit too uncomfortable, we're not staying here. We're gonna come up out of it, but you can always put a block or a pillow between the ankles and sit on that instead. We're gonna start with a little modified camel. So we're opening up. So these are some heart openers. You can play around with all of these and see how they feel in your body and then decide which one feels best for you. So we're gonna take a modified version of camel first. Right palm comes behind you. On your inhale, hips are gonna reach forward. Left palm is gonna reach up and maybe behind you. You can stop wherever you'd like. You can walk the right hand in to the right ankle. And then exhale, have a seat, switching sides. Left hand behind, right hand's gonna reach forward and up. Hips are gonna reach forward as you inhale. You can walk the left palm in. You can do that one more time. Exhale, come back down, switch sides. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, length. Exhale, come back down. If you're done, ground back down, child's pose. If you'd like to try full camel, coming back to standing on the knees, hands come to the small back. So just like we did in the very beginning, our standing back bend. Shoulders roll back, elbows reach back towards each other. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Exhale, shoot the hips forward. You can stop there, or you can reach down, thumbs coming to the outside of your ankles. Hands come back to your small back to come out. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back down, tabletop to child's pose. We're meeting everybody else who want to counterbalance, opening up with grounding down. Toes touching, knees apart. Forehead to the mat, forward to a block. Just taking a few moments to notice how you're feeling. Coming back to that gratitude. Can you find something to be thankful here? Inhale, come back up, tabletop. Knees come in underneath your hips. Press down into the mat. Shoulders are still spreading side to side. We're setting up bird dog. Right foot's gonna reach back behind you. Toe or heel is in line with your hip, so it's not reaching way, way up and you're not creating a little back bend. You're creating length through the right side body back. You can stay there on both hands. You can reach the left palm forward. Split your body straight down the center. Left side forward, right side back. Stretch, stretch, stretch. We're gonna take a little option here for some movement. On your exhale, crunch in, left elbow to right knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale to lengthen. And then this time, left hand to the left, right foot to the right. So you're opening up to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open up, left hand to the left, right foot to the right. One more time, inhale, center. Exhale, open up, and right foot's gonna come down. Left palm's gonna come back down. Press back. Right toes can be pointed to the front of your mat. They can be pointed out to the right. But we're taking a little inner thigh stretch here with the right leg extended. So you're coming almost to like a child's pose, but with the right foot opened up, right leg opened up. One more breath here. Inhale, come back up. And right foot comes back in line with your hip. Bend the right knee and bring it down. Take some wiggles if you need to. Other side, pressing down into the mat. Left foot reaches back behind you. You can stay there on both palms. You can turn the toes down or reach your right arm forward. Split your body in half. Right side's reaching forward, left side's reaching back. You can hold, you can take the right palm back down or take that movement. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. One more. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, open up. Left foot to the left, right palm to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open it up. And left foot's gonna come down, right palm comes back in. Let's scoot over here. Left toes can be pointed forward or over towards the left. Shift your weight back, coming down, kind of a half child's pose. Stretching the inner left thigh. One more breath here. Inhale, come back up. And left foot comes back behind you. Bend the left knee and the left knee comes down. So you're back to your tabletop. Walking your hands back to your knees. Have a seat on your ankles just for a moment. Cross your ankles and bring your feet out from underneath you. Grounding those sits bones down. So moving the extra fluff so that you feel those sits bones down into the mat. You can keep a soft bend in your knees, but pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. You can begin to walk the feet out as we're coming into this. We're coming into a seated forward fold. Hands come right by your hips. Lift with the spine, keeping length. Hands are barely floating there. And then find something to drag you forward. Maybe it's just your mat. Maybe it's the shins. Maybe it's the ankles. Maybe it's the toes. But reaching the heart forward, forward, forward. Stay open. keep lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. You can keep that soft bend in the knees. You can straighten the legs. When you're as far forward as you can go, exhale, head bows down. Release your grasp, roll back up, one vertebrae at a time. Left leg's gonna stay long to begin with. Bend your right knee, cross the right foot over. We're set it up for a seated twist here. You can keep the left leg long. You can bend the left knee, careful not to sit on the heel. Right palm plants as close as you can get it. Left hand to knee, bind, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, ground your right hip. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, beginning to let go through the base of the spine. Inhale to lengthen, let go through the center of the spine. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, top of the spine. Maybe the neck continues the twist, looking over your right shoulder, or you can keep neck in line with spine. And release, torso back to center, left foot out, right foot out. Right leg stays long to begin. Bend the left knee, bring it as close as possible, cross it over. Option to keep the right leg long or bent. Left palm behind you, ground down. Right hand to knee, bind, or elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, ground your left hip. Inhale, length, exhale, base of the spine, let it go. Inhale, length, exhale, center of the spine. Inhale, length, let it go, top of the spine. Option to keep that twist all the way up through the neck, or just neck stays in line with spine. And release, right foot out, left foot out. We're gonna come into a half lotus position here. So beginning with the left foot on the bottom, you might wanna have access to a block or a pillow, but the left foot's gonna stay on the bottom. The right foot, you're gonna begin to cradle it. So one hand's underneath the calf, one hand's underneath the ankle. And you're feeling this rotation is what we're going for in the hip, where it's rotating out. So the whole leg is rotating out, and the right foot is coming up into the left hip line. So instead of it just being, I gotta get my foot up there, the rotation's coming from the hip and it's opening up. You can begin to walk the left foot a little bit further forward to take it a little bit deeper. If not, keep that foot underneath the right glute. You can also put a pillow or a block underneath the right knee. But we're just headed to just a half lotus here. And then we're coming back to that lotus mudra, where the wrists come together, thumbs and pinkies. Close the eyes again, beginning to quiet things down. Find some gratitude. And very gently, bringing those eyes open, release the hands. Use the hands to move the right foot, bringing it back down. And other side, right foot's gonna stay on the bottom. Left foot, cradling one hand underneath the ankle, one hand underneath the calf. Feel that rotation from the left hip. It's externally rotating, opening up, working the left foot up into the right hip. So the whole leg is rotating so that it's working its way, so the bottom of the foot is turning up, so the whole leg is turning up. You can keep that right foot in. You can begin to walk it out. Coming into your half lotus other side, come back to that lotus mudra. Close the eyes again. Learning to be still, even with all the other things going on. Maybe the only noise that you have right now is the noise in your left foot, in your left hip. You might have noise going on around you as you're trying to practice, wherever you're at. But learning to be still in the midst of all that chaos, in the midst of all that noise. You're not ignoring it, you know it's there, but you're choosing to be still in spite of it. more breath. And eyes come back open, release the palms, bringing the left foot back out. Both feet are out in front of you. Hands come right by your hips. Lift with the spine. Hands can stay by your hips. They can reach out in front of you. They can reach up above. Pull the core in. Lower yourself down all the way to your back. Long, long line. So you're not curling the spine. You're reaching a long line down, hip to crown. Once you're all the way down, sorry, my mic pack is right in the center of my back. Feet are going to walk in. Ankles underneath your knees, knees as wide as your hips, grounding down, palms on either side, gazing towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the core, bridge, you can stay there. You can lift the heart, roll the shoulders underneath you, clasp the fingers. You can stay in your bridge, or if you'd like to open up even a little bit more, coming to your table. So hips are going to come back down, wrists are going to flip up towards the ceiling and back behind you. So it's the same thing like your bridge. Lift hips, core, chest, and then you press. So your choice coming into bridge or wheel. Opening up the heart. And release, coming back down, chin to chest if you're in wheel. You come back to your bridge and rolling back down one vertebrae at a time. Knees come over the belly, grab right below the knees, rock side to side. A little bit awkward with my mic pack in the center of my back. We're trying to work out all these little things. And then both knees are going to stay over your belly. Hands are going to come out to the side. And on your exhale, both knees go over to the right. You're rolling over onto the right hip. You can look to the ceiling. You can look to your left hand, taking a big belly twist. Inhale back to center. Knees stay over your core. And other side, knees go to the left. Rolling onto your left hip. Looking to the ceiling or your right palm. Big belly twist, other side. Inhale, knees come back to center. You can roll back onto one side or the other, or rock and roll all the way back up to a seated position. Feet are going to come together, knees apart, letting gravity open up the knees. Grab the front of the toes. Inhale to lengthen. You can stop there. Exhale to reach the heart even further. Coming into cobbler pose. Inhale, come back up. Knees come together and lower yourself down back to your back. Coming into a reclined pigeon. Left foot down, right ankle over your left knee. Engage the toes. So toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. Press your right knee. Right hip opens up. You can stop there. You can grab behind your left hamstring to the top of the left shin. But finding your reclined pigeon for the right hip. And release, left foot down, uncross the right, plant the right foot down, left ankle over your right knee, engage the toe, goodness gracious, the toys. Engage the toes, engage the toes, point them up towards the ceiling. Press your left knee away. You can stay there, you can grab behind the right hamstring to the front of the right shin. And release, right foot down, left ankle, foot back down. You're going to take two of your blocks, or, where's my other block? You can use two pillows. One is going to go right in the center of your back. You can put it on level 1 or level 2. And then the other one you're going to use as a pillow. So if you have a pillow, use it as a pillow. If not, that block's going to come underneath the back I've got my mic pack that's acting like my block today. You can ground down that way, or you can just let the head come back down onto the ground. But you're opening up the heart. And then walking the feet back down. So the shoulders are rolling back, the heart is opening up. And this can be a very vulnerable spot. You can play around with how things are feeling, making it less intense, more intense. And then we're going to end our time here together tonight. Close your eyes and bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Can you come back to that idea of gratefulness? Something to be grateful for. Can you begin to move it from just a thought, moving it physically into your body, maybe beginning to feel the gratefulness. So part of yoga, yoking, this union, is to find this union with the one. And yoga never says what the one is. So according to whatever your religious belief is, the one may be God. It may be another deity. And I don't really bring much of my personal beliefs into my general yoga classes, and so I'm not forcing on you, but I'm just telling you the way I feel. I've always thought that the one is God, and that no matter what is going on in my life, in the world, He can bring good out of it. And you can take that for whatever it is, translate it to however you need it to be. But just realizing that that goodness can come out of anything. Good can come out of good, good can come out of bad, good can come out of bleh. Just so whatever's going on, finding the goodness in the situation. We still want to own it. Sometimes there are consequences for our actions. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason why things are happening. And that might be where you are right now, is you're just questioning why things are happening right now in the world. And sometimes there doesn't have to be a reason why. Sometimes things just happen. We live in a crazy world. But good can come out of those things. It's your choice of your actions, your reactions. So I know I got really deep there for a moment. And you may just be saying, just be quiet, Stephanie. I just want to stay here in Shavasana. Quit talking. You can pause me. That's the beauty of this live stream. You can pause it. You make me be quiet. Just when you're ready. Hands coming back down by your sides. Gently rolling off your block or your pillow. And rolling onto one side or the other. Using your palm to press yourself back up to a seated position. sealing in our time together, feeling a little bit more grateful for things. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands down through heart center. I am so grateful for every one of you, for the ability to be with you. Maybe it's not physically, but I can be there with you in spirit. I can be there with you in heart and mind. Thank you so much for joining me in this